All right, y'all, and we're back with part two, doing some priming after all that sanding, and then we're going to be doing a little deconstructing and constructing here soon, so stick around. All right, we're about to start taking down the old platform now. A little sentimental to it, because I built this for the youngins whenever they were smaller, and I had a zip line here going to that tree, but they got too big for it. I built them that zip line to go to that tree down yonder. But they're too old for the little one now, so there ain't no need for it. So I'm gonna tear this down and then put my hoop up there. As you can see a little earlier, we've been working on it. About to put another coat on it and then get started on this. Here we go. Alright, so here I had to measure off my target box, and I'd already got all my measurements, and here I was laying my tape out. Had to get everything set up for that, just making sure everything was still centered here, and then I did my double taping, and then went ahead and hit it with some paint here in just a minute. Right here I'm just doing a couple adjustments to my tape, make sure everything's square. And when I was painting, I got a little overspray, but I wasn't worried about it because I was going to cover that up and paint it blue, which y'all will see here in just a few minutes. Appreciate y'all. And just so y'all know, this here was not my choice in color, but me having two daughters, they wanted pink and blue, so guess what? They're getting pink and blue. And I regrettably should have went with a white primer, I believe. I think it would have looked a little better for what I ended up doing, but hey, as long as I enjoy playing on it at the end, but you'll see the end result here in just a second. Now. Evening, y'all. Evening. Let me show y'all what I've been up to behind the scenes. Alright, here we got our mounts ready to go. Got a little brace here so I can do some mounting on there without having to drop it. Got my corners drilled out to get my screws in there. And then I'm going to take these youngins right here and drop them right there in the center and the bottom below the hoop. And that's going to hold it in place. I got my paddle bits to sink them in, and then in order to keep them flush with the board up there, I got this nice countersink bed sponsored by ADM that's going to be used to get these heads nice and flush here. So that's what's going on. That's what you're about to see. Love you. Alright, so best laid plans of mice and men, or if you're a fan of The Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, best laid plans of mice, or best laid plans of mice, rather. This did not go perfectly according to plan, as I thought it would, but I made it work. I had set those boards up a little cattywampus, and it caused some alignment issues, so here I was fighting with that, but I was able to get everything square and level, or at least as good enough as it could be. Rack some more screws through the plywood, but here you're about to see in just a few minutes. I did not compensate the length of my bolt for the length of my bits, and I could not get the bolt. It was going to be too short to go through the plywood, the 2x4, the 2x6, and the 4x4. So what I ended up doing is grabbing my plunge cut here and cutting a square out so I could lock that bolt in from the 2x4. And I ended up going and grabbing a full shanked bolt all the way through and put a nut on the other side so that this one would work a little bit better. And right there we were talking about how the neighbor had potentially stolen a cat that had been missing for quite some time. So anyways, so I ended up having to do that there, and then you'll see what I did on the top here in just a few minutes. Alright, so now I'm using that 1/2 inch by 18 auger bit I had. That's the one that's going to get through the hole there, and I'll show you what bolt I was using here in just a few minutes to lock it in. But this ended up holding really well, and I liked it, and yep, that was her. And popped that in there, and I just finger tightened it, and then I jumped to the other side, and I ended up having the bolt for the other side was just a lag screw. That's the bolt I use for the bottom. And I've used one of those silver lag screws I was talking about earlier for the top, but I had to add a stack of washers because it was a little too long the way I was having to put it in. But I screwed it in from the back so we wouldn't have any issues with the bolt up there in the top middle affecting how the ball bounced. But at that, it was just a matter of sticking the hoop on and getting everything lined up. So check her out. And here was a little bit of a tedious part, getting the hoop on. I had double braced it in the back to make sure I'd have plenty of room, but ended up going with those smaller lag screws that I had. I think they were 2 inch. Had to go grab my extension because I drilled a hole at an angle. But here I am slapping the net on, touching up some stuff with paint, and then I had to get the old reveal off. And I'm not gonna lie, I was tired at this point, and I was ready to get this over with. So I was trying to make it look cool, but you know, best you can do. And so I hopped over to this side, and then halfway through realized I might very well be in the camera. So pulled off what I could, and also I realized I had left the plastic on before I put the hoop on. So I had to spend a few minutes cutting and pulling tape and being frustrated, but all in all it turned out great. And let's see what the kids think of it in just a minute here. Alright y'all, I'm worn out and I'm out of breath, but she's just about done. Let's show you what we got. Got everything raked up and picked up, and that's going to be your final result right there. Not too bad, and I wouldn't say final because tomorrow I'm going to run over here and throw some cross bracing on the back to get it a little bit stronger. Just some angles. Right now I'm tired. So, yeah. Who wants to take the first shot? All right, well, let's try that again. All right, round 2, here we go.
Okay.
I guess I gotta teach y'all how to play basketball. Well, okay. Am I gonna?
Close, so close. Yeah! We're your audience. Mom.